Today's episode is brought to you by my new book, Fuck Whales, Petty Essays from a Brilliant Mind. Available now at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or anywhere books are sold. Welcome to the best debate in the universe. Every debate in the universe, from virtue signaling to too much air conditioning. With over 3 million downloads, I'm your host, Madcast. With me is the Sergeant of Swag, Mikey Bolts.
Hey, Maddox.
And as always, the Deputy Cadet Moderator, Ron Babcock.
Hey.
And Junior Journalist, Taylor Nikolai.
Oh, that's my name.
Welcome back to the show. Guys, exciting show today. We're going to be debating whether or not you should delete Facebook. That's a big discussion. That's something that everyone's talking about right now because of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which we'll get to in a minute. But first, I want to introduce our guest this week, Tremain Hayhoe. Tremain, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me back.
So if you guys don't remember, if you didn't listen to that episode, Tremain is a film producer and director. You made the movie Rideshare. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because we did a last-minute cameo. I don't even know if it made it into the final cut.
It's in there.
Oh, is it?
It's
okay,
in there,
great.
yes.
Yeah. So Tremain made this movie called Rideshare. It's basically...
Just don't blink, okay? No.
Yeah. Well, basically. it was about as last minute as it gets. Because
what did you do in it?
Well, I was. Can we talk?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I was a. You know how you go to gas stations and they have those little screens with the. It's always like Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
He was Mario Lopez.
Oh my God.
I was the Mario Lopez.
It's the before picture of Mario Lopez.
Yeah, that's right. Hey. Unless you don't think he's handsome now. So yeah, it was like a throwaway bit part. It was a lot of fun though, and Tremain hits me up for this, and I go, okay, cool, yeah. When do you need it by? He goes, as soon as possible. And then, I'm like, well, and then I find out the screening was like 2 days later.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sounds
God.
about right.
Yeah. But it wasn't like the official release. It was just like for.
Is this
cast and
because
crew.
you
cast
own a
and crew
green
only.
screen?
Yes.
Is that how you got in it?
I have so much green screen.
Yeah, I know.
You can basically take a picture of me anywhere in my studio, and it's already key ready. The lighting is good to go, everything. So Tremain, let's talk a little bit about Rideshare, because this is a movie about a guy who runs, like, we won't say any name brands of the rideshare services, but he runs one of these rideshare services, and he turns out to be a huge creep, right?
Yes, that's right. So in the movie, the app is called Hitch. So you hitch a ride, and yeah, the main character is a killer, so he's the bad guy.
Yeah, interesting. And he's such a good actor, too. I met this guy. What was his name?
Bradley Laberman.
Bradley Laberman. I met him, and he's like the nicest guy, but also like a really good actor, and not a typical one that you would see in like a slasher film or anything like that.
Does he have crazy eyes?
His eyes are definitely, in the character, he's got some eyes going on.
You the dude in iRobot? That guy?
iRobot?
Or
Will Smith.
That show
Yeah,
on the show on USA.
Channing Tatum.
About the computer hacking.
Up all night.
Julia Roberts.
The iRobot. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
He looks like that dude.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He looks like Michael Shannon's like little
You're talking
brother.
about
His eyes are like further,
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes. But his eyes are like further out of his face than his forehead, and I find that I don't know. I feel like that does 90% of the acting, but I'm fine with it because it creeps me out.
I haven't seen that show, but I've heard great things.
It's pretty fun.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Coming from somebody who thought it was iRobot instead of Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Great show.
That's okay. A robot,
Yeah.
You got one of the words right.
Yeah.
and missed a letter. Ooh.
Yeah. Big whoop. Big whoop.
It's an important one though.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I everyone was for the longest time was like, oh hey Maddox, you gotta watch iRobot, you'll love it. And so I finally watched it. Yeah, like everyone in my life sounds like that. So I find, and these are just like loving friends who want me to enjoy life a little bit.
Max, I love you. You're such a good friend.
These are the best people in his life.
It doesn't get better than this. So
Gotta watch iRobot.
Yeah, so I watched it. And I'm like, yeah, I like this show. Okay, I like it. Get off my back. It's fine. And then, but what I liked about it is the attention to detail. And basically, I got it. I got the gist of it after like 2 episodes. It's basically Fight Club for nerds. Like like Fight Club for hackers, right?
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
By the way, that's my favorite kind of movie is like hacker movies. like Sneakers.
Dude, yes.
Dude.
Sneakers is a great movie.
What the lead actor in that? It's
Danny Glover.
the old white guy, Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Who's like, he's a computer hacker, but he wears tweed jackets everywhere. It's just like a college professor gone bad. I just love how we portray hacking, like that Angelina Jolie movie.
I just saw Hackers like last week.
Dude,
that movie is phenomenal.
Like when they're
It's
hacking
great.
into it, and it's just a shot of like a skeleton over fire.
Right,
And
yeah.
like that's
Mr.
how they
Death
like portray. No, you
amazing.
can't get in here. I'm like, no one has ever seen this ever.
Ooh, naughty. The first movie I ever saw that actually got it right was The Network. Is it called The
Social Network?
The Social Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm a Unix guy. I grew up on
You're a
Unix. Okay, Ron.
So I just couldn't hear you, so I was trying to.
And you know what? That wasn't even an argument, but
Oh no!
was an ad hominem
You just
attack.
made me
That's
shit
right.
my pants.
Yeah.
Oh no! Fuck! These are new jeans, bro.
So I grew up. I cut my teeth on Unix and Linux, and when I was
sure you
looking,
did.
Fuck you, Ron. So I'm watching the screens, and all the commands are correct. Like the commands that they were using in that movie, I'm like, oh my god, the guy's using wget. I'm like, I use that like fucking every day. It's an amazing tool. You guys should look
It's
into
above my
it.
head right here. This is
if you're
above my repertoire.
If you're into command line downloads, wget is about as good as it gets. About as good as it W gets. If the engineer who created that app could hear this, like,
how are you not a virgin? I don't get it. It's just.
Oh man. Anyway, speaking of virgins, Taylor. No, just kidding. But Taylor, you have some big news, an announcement you want to make, right?
Yes, I had some blood work done, and I have some news.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't sound good. What's going on, buddy?
I'll tell you at the end of the show.
Oh, we got a cliffhanger. Okay, so at the
Uh-oh.
end of the show, we're going to find out the results of your blood work. Hopefully it's good, guys.
It's
Stay
not good.
tuned.
Something's wrong.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
All right.
Damn.
Well, I'll tell you what isn't wrong. Mikey Bolts, welcome back to the show.
Hey,
Mikey Bolts.
thank you, Maddox.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you,
Mikey's got
too.
so much swag today. Even if you're not watching on YouTube, which you should,
I know.
subscribe, hit the bell,
Yeah,
watch on YouTube.
Do that.
But even if you're not, you can hear this swag over the mic.
He's got a sweet Chargers cap.
Oh, thank you.
He's got a sky blue V-neck T-shirt. He's got some shorts with flowers on it that
Hardly
are
a
just
V.
like, it's fun, but not like too much. And then he's got some shoes that are just like, you know what? He's
gonna hit the
he doesn't
courts
need to get his
afterwards.
groove back because he's already got it.
Wow.
You know?
That is
Yeah.
really nice. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah. I'm wearing a dirty shirt and a pair of jeans where you could always see the outline of my iPhone.
Oh, you know
Because
where you
it's
keep your
faded.
phone? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I
there
see
it is.
it. There
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another outline that we all saw on Ron's pants just now. We're not going to talk about
I saw it
that.
earlier.
The
It's-
iPhone.
Yeah.
I was like, hey.
It's my wallet.
No, it's your wallet. Okay.
Yeah, it's also my penis is shaped like a wallet.
You got a square penis.
Yeah.
It's very flat and square,
It makes everything awful.
like a tapeworm.
I was gonna say on Maddox's pants, you can see where his dick is. That's
Yeah.
where the line.
Thank you, Taylor. Stop kicking it under the table this time.
wow.
Last week, Mikey, you missed that. My dick was he kept kicking it under the
Was
table.
he?
Yeah. He's like, what is this?
I missed out on a lot.
Transatlantic cable under the table? What? What am I stepping on over here? All right, I'm grossing myself out. Anyway, we should get to the debate this week, which is, should you delete Facebook? That's the big debate. Guys, if you want to leave a voicemail on the show, go to madcastmedia.com, click on any of the episodes. The voicemail number is at the bottom of the page. Leave us a voicemail. Call in. We'll play it at the tail end of the episode. We also have some news with our junior journalist, Taylor Nikolai.
I do love the voicemails.
Yeah, the voicemails
It's
are
kind of my
great,
favorite part of the show.
But I want to hear everyone's buzzers before we move on. Here's mine. Tremain,
Here's mine.
Ron, and Taylor. If you hear a buzzer from anyone during this debate, that means someone disagreed with someone else. We're just chiming in with an interjection. We want to add something to the debate or call someone out. But we should move on to the actual debate. Tremain, as our guest this week, should you delete Facebook? Yes or no?
I think a better question is, could you delete Facebook?
Ooh, wow, throwing some
Wow.
shade right out the gates. All right.
I kind of agree. It's like the debate is, hey, should you eat salad? It's like, well, yeah, but we're not going to, you know?
Yeah.
Could you eat
right.
salad? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's assume you can delete Facebook. You know, whatever the the version of deletion is on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, this like, just kidding, haha, you can have it back. Whatever that is, like, should you do that? Should you disable your account?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you say that?
I mean,
because you still have an account, right, Tremain?
I think you kind of have to if you work in any type of social media capacity. You kind of have to, but you probably should. You know, because I think especially the way it's just gotten too crazy.
Okay. That means I'm going to have to debate the other side of this debate, which is no, you shouldn't delete it.
Should keep it.
Should keep it, absolutely. And Tremain, as a social media person, as somebody who works in entertainment, I think more than anyone, and Ron too, you too, and Taylor, and Mikey, actually everyone at this I just realized everyone in this room,
Literally
everyone
why
at this
we're
table,
all here.
Yeah,
You're just like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And you were there? And you?
we, more than anyone, know the importance of having a social media presence. And it is just that. It's important. So why do you think that we should get rid of this tool that we need for our jobs?
I think for me, it's more, it is a tool, but it's not like a personal brand type thing. I think as a company or as a movie, it's fine, but as a personal thing, because they take all your personal info, like you're categorized, and I don't know, it's like dark things about it. And I don't even know if anyone sees what you see, like when you post it, right? Because they want you to pay for everything. So
they want you to pay to reach your fans.
Yeah, to reach your own fans.
Yes.
Which is like, it's not even fun. It's so clunky, right?
Yeah.
So clunky.
It is clunky and not fun.
But
it goes crazy. Like, do you remember when like Facebook, you had your log in, and then in the upper right hand corner for a while they had like another news feed.
Yeah.
So like your Facebook had a Facebook.
Yes.
And it's like, why? They do this thing where they simplified it, and you're like, this is great. Just leave it just like this. And then they just keep chucking like 10 pounds of shit into a 5-pound bag where you log in, and it's like it's just notifications now.
yeah.
That's it. And it's like,
In videos, when you scroll, you just see a video, and it's video after video. They want you to stay on, and it is addicting. It is. It can be.
Well,
it's not good for you.
It's not good
no
for
way
you.
this is good for us.
No.
I literally saw. Well, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that I turned off the auto playing videos in my newsfeed. So when
I
I'm
didn't even know you
scrolling
could do that.
Oh,
yeah,
smart.
Yeah, you can do that. I don't know. Facebook adds and removes features all the fucking time. Like sometimes they'll give you something. They used to have this thing where when Facebook got the first backlash, that was in the the early stages of Facebook, like 2008, 2009, around that time. Mark Zuckerberg came out and he's like, you know what? We're going to have transparency on our platform.
Oh, gosh.
Anytime we do anything, we're going to have a democratic process. We're going to disclose it to you guys. We're not going to make this mistake anymore. They did that 3 times. And every single time there was a huge backlash. Everyone's like, fuck Facebook. I'm done with Facebook. So they stopped doing that. But they kept doing the thing that everyone was complaining about. They just stopped telling us about it.
Right.
And now it's gotten them in trouble again. So you think that people should delete their Facebook accounts?
I think they should definitely limit what they put on Facebook. I think everything you do, and now when you're somewhere and it says so and so is nearby. So if I get a notification saying Taylor Nikolai is nearby,
Nikolai.
Sorry, I had to do that. Nikolai. It gets creepy. I don't know. Are you guys weirded out by it? What do you think, Mikey?
Mikey, didn't you say that one of your close friends recently deleted Facebook?
Yeah, I think you should delete your Facebook, but it also depends on what kind of statement you want to make. Because if you just dip out, and then people are like, "Oh, Maddox deleted his Facebook," like, what a hunk, you know?
I guarantee you, no one's gonna say that.
But
Wrong.
They said that about Musk.
They won't say it if all of a sudden that one March weekend, Maddox turns it back on, and he's back in the saddle, and he didn't even delete it. He was a pussy.
Yeah, I think if like people are deactivating, which I'm like, that's like the poor man's
like
deletion.
I think
Activated.
everyone makes that huge announcement at one point. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm deleting my Facebook. So, by the way, message me all your numbers.
Well, they need to get. You need
Who
to
the
get
hell's
all
gonna?
those,
Okay, are you gonna message
I
you?
forgot they existed.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Well, you need to get all those likes because everybody knows for every like you get on Facebook, it adds 15 minutes to your life. So
Oh,
true.
that's
Makes you
why
true.
we all do this.
It's true.
I'm immortal, guys.
I don't like the layer that Facebook has added to my life. Like
I hate it.
like the layer of complexity that the single to interrelationship has added.
Oh man,
Like to all of our lives and how
fucking
that's
worse.
So
how
much
that's a fucking
pressure.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, cause like I remember one time I went from single to interrelationship and her page blew up. Just tons of comments like, yeah, congratulations. Like, who's the lucky guy? Like,
What
one
about
girl-
your page?
One girl just wrote, yay, for like an entire paragraph. I got one comment, gay. And I'm like, it's not even, this is the opposite of that. And now it's
Yeah.
like a thing that you got to do. And it's like, I mean, I want to delete it. I don't enjoy it. I feel like I feel like it responds to the worst parts about me respond to it, like jealousy, you know, or like envy. But it makes it difficult because I do stand up. And like, that's how every stand up comedian book shows is you just Facebook somebody.
Yeah.
And then they want you to promote it.
Right.
And you promote it by sharing the Facebook invite. So it's like, I want to delete it, but I feel like it's so entrenched in my life that I feel like I can't.
Yeah. Good arguments, guys. Tremain. Oh, it's kind of annoying. Ron. Oh, it's kind of annoying. Well, how about this one, guys? I have an aunt in Syria. And
Stop bragging.
Wow.
if you haven't heard, it's kind of a war zone.
How's she
Shit's
doing?
Yeah, good question, Tremaine. Sometimes the only fucking way I can find out is because she posts a little blip on Facebook. I'm like, oh, thank God she survived another bombing attack. Oh, thank God she survived a chemical attack.
So now, do you like that update?
I'm surprised
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't.
all
Is that weird? Do you like it? Do you love it?
My aunt, I love them. My aunt in Syria posts like the most. I didn't even know aunt jokes were a thing, but this is like, if you could maximize like on a little toggle the maximum amount of aunt or aunt, you know, aunt, you maximize the amount of aunt, it is her post. Like, for example, she'll post this picture of a bunch of roses. And you know, it's like kind of like an old grainy, like almost like a screenshot from a romantic movie where it's like the soft filter with like candlelights and stuff. And then in like 90s block 3D text, it says "Happy Wednesday."
Wow.
Or she'll just it'll just be like, or it'll be like a picture of like a birthday cake, and it's no one's birthday, and I love them.
That's
I love
actually
them.
my favorite thing is when you see like comments of older people using Facebook, and you could tell they don't know how to use Facebook,
Yeah.
so they think they're messaging their nephew. So they just write this
yeah,
like
and they
personal
write on their
message
wall.
Oh, yeah.
in the comment on their status
Hey,
update.
Auntie Georgina's
Love that
doing
shit.
fine. Don't
I'll get-
worry. She'll get out of the
Are
hospital
you coming
soon.
home this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a bunch of those on my Madcast page that from old people who don't know how to use Facebook, and they're trying to tag their nieces or nephews who are named Maddox, and or the
my
grandchildren.
God.
Yeah, so they'll send me these long messages like, "Hey, when you come home, we're so happy to see you. We're so proud of you." And for a minute, I feel like, that's what it feels like to have a family. And then I'll send them the sad reply, which is wrong person, wrong number, the Facebook equivalent. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going home.
Yeah, I didn't get my check in the mail. My birthday 5.
What's weird with the whole Facebook thing, though, is like, so we have this Cambridge analytic data thing, which,
Yeah.
to be honest, I haven't even read that much about. I just know, like, they stole our data, and that's it. But, like, staying on it, you're basically saying, like, yeah, but it's annoying to email people, you know? Like, we're just making the choice, like, of kind of, you're basically validating bad behavior. You know what I mean?
If you stay on Facebook,
If you stay on Facebook, you're validating the bad behavior of sharing our data that we thought was private.
That's the straw man argument sound. Now, Ron, you could make that same case for any telecom service. Like, for example, your cell phone provider. Most telephone companies are shit.
My cell phone provider is Bernie Sanders. Thank you. So he rides a bike every day to power my phone so I
Wow.
can send and receive phone calls.
Just wow.
Very
It's
nice of them.
electrocuted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the electricity we use is organic. So thank you.
Organic electricity.
Organic electricity.
Sounds
yeah.
like some virtue signaling going on here.
Yeah, well, hey, sorry. Sorry if the truth is virtue signaling.
Yeah. Well, we have the results from last week's
Oh,
debate,
well,
which
that'll be
we'll
fun.
read in a minute. But we should. But I did want to follow up on this. The telephone companies themselves are A, monopolistic, B, they price gouge every chance they can get. When cell phones first became a thing, right? they charged people for text messages. You had a limited number of text messages to send.
yeah.
And then voicemail, they charged for like visual voicemail, or if you
and
wanted...
what about now? It's like all that shit's unlimited. Remember the minutes
It
should
thing?
be.
Remember
It should
rollover
be.
minutes?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, here's the thing. Our voice is just data. So they charged us for voice and they charged us for data. But guys, voice is data. What you're hearing right now is a sound wave. A sound wave is just a file that's compressed, and a file could contain anything. It could contain words, it could contain pictures, it could contain video, and video has a voice track addition in addition to the actual moving frames of video that you're seeing. So they charged us twice for the same data. And they continue to do that.
Wow.
And so couldn't
Just
you make the
wow.
same argument that if you have a cell phone, you're then enabling a shitty monopolistic industry like the cell phone companies?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, damn right. What do you mean, Tremain?
I
What
don't
do you
know.
got?
I don't know. That's like
Tremain to the rescue.
sounds like a straw man argument to me.
Oh, yeah? You want one of these? There you go.
Just don't make him press the button that makes you shit.
Well, I think it is a slippery slope, like Facebook, and I think Facebook is the worst. I mean, it's a great tool. It can be a great tool being connected to your aunt in Syria.
Yeah. And knowing that she's alive.
And knowing she's alive, that's a great thing.
And knowing she's alive.
Yeah. And knowing she's alive, that's a great thing.
And you could use WhatsApp.
Other than that,
just
though,
text her.
Yeah, there's I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, so easy, Ron.
I
so
think
easy.
It is. It's you literally open it and go, "Hey, Auntie, are you alive?"
Yeah, assuming that there are cell towers and she's able to have a cell phone, access to a cell phone.
Oh, but she could get access to Facebook.
Yeah,
think
an
she has
internet
data.
cafe. She's able to go to like an internet cafe somewhere with a shared computer, with like
So
waiting
it's
in
not
line.
so bad. There's internet. There's coffee. It's fine.
It's
Oh,
coffee.
yeah. Okay.
WhatsApp is owned by Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
exactly.
That's a good point.
God damn it.
Yeah. Can you? I'm not even sure you can have a WhatsApp account without a Facebook account. Can you? Do you know?
Yeah, you can have one.
You can?
I don't know. I'm talking about my
You
ass
don't.
half
You
the
are
time.
talking out your ass, Ron.
Yeah.
Let Mikey. Let the record state that Ron
Okay.
is talking out of his ass.
Talking out of his ass.
But back to this whole thing. So yeah, it's a way sometimes to know in a very limited sense that somebody is just alive. You know,
Yeah.
and by the way, Facebook has done something where anytime there's a natural disaster anywhere in the world, or a shooting or a bombing, your friends and loved ones are concerned
Mark
about
safe.
you, right?
Yeah.
You mark yourself safe.
Yeah,
Which, by the way, I always mark myself safe.
that's good.
Yeah. But don't you think
Have
that's
you ever
a
marked
useful
yourself safe when you weren't in the location?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant by always.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want everyone to know. Anyway.
All right. Let's.
Well, yes, Ron.
I had a buddy a couple years ago. He deleted Facebook, and he's a stand-up, and everybody was like, "Jake, what are you doing, bro? You can't do it." And he did it, and he's like, "Guess what? I'm fine." And
Right.
he is so. Since then, he has sold a TV show. He has become infinitely more productive
Wow.
without Facebook. So I wonder, like, what's the real benefit of it? Obviously, checking out to see if that girl from high school is still hot. Spoiler alert: she's not.
No, they're
All right?
not. They're never
And
hot.
because we're all aging. We're not as hot
Yeah.
either. But
Maddox
I'm
is.
hotter.
Maddox is.
Thank you, Taylor.
only because if you saw him back in high school, there was so little to work with. There was only one way to go.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, me too. Like I'm one of. There's only 2 people in my high school, including myself, who have improved in any way. Which I'm talking
You
about.
look like an Armenian taxi driver. Like that's the look you're going for.
Okay,
But you
so
make
you just
it
mean
work.
you just mean taxi driver then. So I went back like all the girls in high school. I'm like, oh, let's see who so and so, the hottest girl in school. I'm like, oh yeah, she just kind of looks like a mom. And then I was like, well, what about this other girl? Let me look her up. Oh, she kind of looks like a mom. And I'm not even saying this isn't even a knock on moms, because there's hot moms. There's a lot of MILFs,
Yeah.
But these weren't them. So there was one girl though. She was like kind of like one of the high school sluts. And I looked her up, and she's like still hot. And it's everyone who moved away from the high school. And this isn't
The
there's-
further away you get from your high school, the more attractive
hotter
you get.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. That is a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're never as hot. But anyway, yeah, you look them up on Facebook. That's an argument.
But like, what if we took this out of our life? Like, what really would we be missing besides the occasional instances of, let's say, marking yourself safe in the case of an emergency? Like, really, what are we afraid of?
Ron, my friend went to Paris recently with his girlfriend. And it was the first time they'd been dating for like a year. It was the first time they decided to travel together. And I care about this friend a lot. I care about his girlfriend a lot. And during his trip in Paris, her dog, who was being watched by a dog sitter, ran away.
Oh.
And it was tragic.
She wasn't being watched by the dog sitter. Then.
Well, yeah, the dog sitter like literally just turned around for a second to like chop some onions or something. The dog bolted out the door, and she's like, I don't even know how the door like was open, but the dog ran. I don't know. Whatever the case is, the dog got away. And I was watching this thing unfold on Facebook, and everybody loved their dog. It was a super adorable dog. It was what's the Doge dog? One of the what's the brand of dog?
I don't know.
The Doge?
The breed,
the
yeah,
Doge.
the Doge.
Nike?
No, the Doge dog. What's it called? The brand. Species.
I definitely don't think it's the word brand.
Yeah.
The brand for. You know that LA gear dog?
Dogs
Shiba
are a
Inu.
brand now.
Shiba Inu.
Inu.
Yeah, it looked like a Shiba Inu. I'm not sure if that's the right brand, but it was like a Shiba Inu.
Brand.
It's not a brand.
So anyway,
Hey, so what's your brand? You mean my ethnicity? No, your brand.
Your brand, bro.
Asian.
Oh, that's a good brand. It's
like
a real good brand.
Strong brand. Strong
Yeah, a
brand.
lot of people are repping Asian these days.
So anyway, it's brand with Shiba Inu. So this dog ran away. Everyone, and it was just like heartbreaking to see it happen. And then this miracle happened. Someone found the dog, a stranger, and sent them a picture of it while they're in Paris because they're freaking out. They're thinking about cutting their trip short to come back and look for their dog.
I'm sorry.
And so
Bad joke.
the stranger found their dog, posted a picture of it online, and then these two random people connected over this dog, and then it saved their trip. They continued on. Everybody was happy. Everyone was relieved.
Wait,
and
so he sent it to him on Facebook?
Yeah, they found each other on Facebook. And this entire thing unfolded on Facebook. This entire wonderful story, which I wouldn't fucking have in my life if it weren't for Facebook. So what's so bad about it?
Well, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
but
good
that's
one of,
that's one.
Of your
That's
friend choosing the wrong dog sitter.
yeah. The whole story is really iffy. Chopping an onions. I don't know how the door was
Because
open.
you know how they found the
Sorry.
dog sitter was they put on Facebook, hey, can anyone watch our dog? And their one
Right.
dipshit friend was like, oh, I'll do it. And
Yeah.
then they're like, okay.
They tagged
where
a
they
friend.
actually called like a dog sitter service, like a business where like, they keep your dog in a cage or whatever. I don't know what they do.
I just wish. I don't know. I think there should be a time limit or a political post limit to Facebook.
Can there also
posts.
be a caps lock limit?
Yeah.
I feel like you got to earn your
Dude,
caps
some people.
lock, man.
Do you have that one friend that always posts in caps locks?
Yeah, and just like it's like, okay, dude, we get, or like I feel the same thing about selfies. I think selfies are fine. Just feel like you got to earn them. You know, if everyone is a selfie, you're crazy.
Yeah, I will look at a girl's like when I add a new person, especially like a girl, right? Especially if she's attractive. I'll just look at the number of photos she has of herself. If it's in the 1,200 plus range, I'm like, okay, this is a red flag.
You know what creeps me out too
Yeah.
is like dudes, like older dudes,
Yeah.
like now like 20s. Yeah, man, have fun, have your selfies. 30s, 40s. Yeah, I had that one friend 40s who like puts a bunch of selfies of like him in the bathtub, and I'm like, dude, you're like 44. This is getting fucking weird, you know? And it's like, I don't know, just something about it. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It's creepy.
Or
People
they
share
or-
some weird things
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you've shared?
that I've personally shared.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys take a look at this spot on my dick?
So many weird things.
I share
Weirdest thing. I have to think
bathtub
about that for a
selfies.
second.
That's my weird thing.
Do you do bathtub selfies?
Do you, Taylor?
You're still
But I
young,
feel like
though.
he would do it
You
in
can
a funny way or a cool way. Like it wouldn't be,
Wow. We don't know how funny or cool because we still have to hear about this diagnosis, this blood test. I don't know.
Again, I do have some news.
Yeah. At the tail end of this episode, we're gonna hear this news. I hope it's good.
This is not a joke. I actually did have blood work done.
Mm-hmm.
I was really nervous about it. I have not had blood work done in years, and
It's a good thing to have done.
Yeah.
I was really scared.
Yeah, you want your blood work done.
And again, it's bad news.
Oh.
And not a joke.
Well, that's what we like on this show. No jokes about blood work. We want just serious health diagnoses, which you'll hear at the tail end of the show. I hope you're okay. But anyway, guys, should you delete Facebook? That's the debate this week. Yeah. So people share their lives with each other
Yeah.
in a way that you couldn't otherwise. Like this entire story, but about this dog running away.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not
you
just
just
that.
can't call a friend and talk about your day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who's gonna
I
do that?
know.
Juan? Oh, she's from Paris.
I don't know, your actual friends, maybe?
You
Rather
know-
than these, like, pathetic little friendships you think they are, where if they disappeared from Facebook, they wouldn't even notice.
Fuck you! I got breakfast with these people like 2 days ago. Now, 1 day ago, yesterday.
Prove it.
Prove
Did you
it.
post it
See
on
the receipt.
Facebook?
Let's see the
No, I
receipt.
didn't.
Did you post
I didn't-
exactly?
I could
You
pull it
can't
up right
prove
now.
it if you didn't post it.
Check
it didn't
check
happen.
your fucking emails.
Check your
Check his
Facebook. Check your
emails.
Facebook. Not
tell-
his cell phone. We're not talking about cell phone providers. We're talking
tell-
about Facebook.
I'll tell you what they ordered. Both of them.
Did they post it on Facebook? Did they check in?
One of them may have. One of them may
Okay,
have. But
okay.
I'll tell you what they ordered. I remember what they ordered.
Yeah.
One of them ordered a croissant. It's a croissant wish.
Croissant?
A croissant?
Oh, I'm not on board about
Damn,
this.
yeah.
It's a croissant wish, which is a chicken. It's a chicken croissant sandwich. A croissant wish. One of them ordered a croissant wish with no chicken. And then the other one
So
ordered
just the croissants?
yeah, with bacon.
Yeah.
And then the other one ordered a croissant sandwich with chicken.
And what did you get?
No bacon or bacon?
I got no, there. I don't believe that the one with chicken had bacon on
Okay.
it. No,
What did you get?
I got a scramble, a Fiesta Scramble.
Sounds awful.
Which was, like chicken, pepper. What sounds awful about
Sounds
that?
awful.
Why does it sound awful?
It sounds like scrambled eggs and salsa. Like,
It was scrambled eggs and salsa.
yeah.
It was
why
delicious.
are you paying for that? You can make that
You-
for 2 seconds in your kitchen.
Oh, great. You can say
How
that with
lazy
everything.
are you?
Wait, I was meeting them for breakfast, Tremain.
Yeah, meet him somewhere else. Get something else.
I
Get some
know.
huevos rancheros.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can make anything. That's not the point. I'm sitting down at a fucking cafe with my friends.
Yeah, but
I had
eggs and
I had
salsa.
a glass of warm water and a lemon.
Scrambled eggs and salsa is great.
Okay, so you only order things you can't make yourself. Is that the
Yeah,
whole point
yes.
of fucking eating out? I don't think so.
It is.
I got a cup of cottage cheese and a fruit
Cottage
cup.
cheese?
You got cottage cheese?
I'm into cottage cheese now. What's wrong with that? You guys are.
What are you, 80 years old?
What are you? Why are you guys such assholes?
Can I have your freshest cottage cheese, please?
Fuck you.
I
And an
want to eat
orange.
it with a spoon and creep out everyone in the restaurant.
One scrambled egg, please. Put a little salsa on
You guys
it.
are such
Thank you.
assholes. I got the fruit
I
cup.
can't do that myself, okay?
I want to put the cottage
I want to
cheese
pay
in a
$12 for
cantaloupe.
this.
Okay, you fucking asshole. You go, let's go, let's do this, okay? Let's
Okay.
do this. Now I'm worked up. All right, I also got a fruit cup. There were
Oh gosh.
there were no fewer than 4 different types of fruit in there,
Wow.
and one of them was pineapple, and it wasn't that syrupy bullshit
Was it passion fruit?
No, it was not fucking. No one's
Get
tasted
the fruit
passion
cup
fruit.
because it's good for you, but I'm not paying $6 for like half a cup of fruit.
We know he
It's
paid
not-
like $12
it
for this.
came with
at
the
least,
fucking-
at least.
No, it came with a meal, assholes. So listen. If
I
I
got a
wanted to
Dole
make this,
fruit cup in my lunch as a kid. Like that's
it
nothing.
wasn't a fucking syrupy fruit cup. It was fresh fruit, Tremain.
Okay.
Which you
No wonder
wouldn't.
I didn't put this on Facebook.
I didn't.
Ashamed of it.
I'm not ashamed
I
of
would be
it.
ashamed of it too. This is wrong, but it's right.
Okay,
I'll give
Tremaine,
you credit for that.
Let's live
for
in
not putting it
Tremain's
on
world
Facebook.
for a minute, okay? Let's just like breathe the atmosphere of Tremain's world, where you're making everything yourself. Okay, so you got to go out and buy a watermelon, okay? Then you got to
Yeah.
buy a cantaloupe.
Okay.
Then you got to buy some grapes because
Yeah.
you need 2 red grapes in this fruit cup.
I do.
You need a pineapple.
Okay.
All right, so that's 4 different fruits you've bought.
Wow.
You're gonna bring that home, put
Don't
it all over your
forget
kitchen
the
counter.
cottage cheese.
Don't forget the cottage
Yeah.
cheese and the scrambled
A
eggs.
tub of
I've never
cottage
once
cheese.
A couple
had cottage
eggs.
cheese. That's around. Oh, I love how this restaurant makes their cottage cheese. It's so good. It's the same shit that you would buy at the store.
Yeah, except
Oh, you
it's just
gotta
a little
have their
bit.
cottage cheese. Their cottage cheese is
Have you
so
tried their
cottagey.
eggs?
I just want a little bit of cottage cheese, not a whole fucking tub of it.
Did you have cucumber water with it?
No, I
wanna
had
ask you
an
that.
iced coffee and it was delicious.
Okay.
And it was all brought to my table and I just sat down and I ate it. Nom nom nom. It was delicious.
Did they
Yum.
cut? Did they cut it for you too, or?
Yes, they cut the fruit. They cut the fruit.
Wow.
You guys are being. You guys are insane. You would spend so much more time and money making this breakfast.
Making a fruit cup.
And then you got to fry some chicken breast, cut it up, dice it
Oh,
up, get some
so
salsa.
hard.
We're already at like
tough.
15 ingredients. Mikey, where do you stand on this one?
I just like chicken, man.
Yeah, see? Mikey likes chicken.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Wait,
He's not wrong.
Mikey's not wrong?
Mikey's definitely not wrong. He
What about me?
definitely
Am I
likes
wrong?
chicken. I don't think I'd ever pay for cottage cheese.
Okay. You guys are insane.
So Facebook actually over-indexes groups right now. So
What does that mean?
In terms of the algorithm, the current state of the Facebook algorithm is that it over-indexes groups. The reason behind this is that Mark Zuckerberg has said, like, one of the future ideas he has for Facebook is simply just not even using Facebook as a platform to have your own profile, but to be a community. It's a community building exercise. And I've actually found this to be myself. I live in a city where one of the easiest ways that I can find, people nearby who can walk dogs or selling items. There are community pages or groups that your Facebook profile can go and be a part of that group, obviously, and it's over-indexed in your Facebook. So
what does it mean to be over-indexed?
So any social media platform that has an algorithm, do you understand what an algorithm is?
You know what, Taylor? Very thin ice.
So
junior journalists get demotions too sometimes.
So every social media platform, with the exception kind of Instagram now, is algorithmic based, which means that the platform decides what content is shown to every individual. Over-indexed in this context means that the amount of metric that it puts behind groups compared to, a joke that your aunt says is
Syria?
shown more often. So
okay.
you will see groups more often on your Facebook page than...
So like the group activity will be much higher than like Maddox's post about cottage cheese.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
That he didn't post about because he was ashamed of it,
Right.
which he
right.
should have
We
been.
just already established that.
I was proud
Let's
of my
stay on
order.
track.
Why didn't you put it on
track.
Facebook?
It's efficient. Oh, let me go buy a bunch of parsley.
You
for
should
this-
have put it on Facebook. You were so proud of it.
Because I
Should
don't
have been
need
on
to
Facebook.
fucking brag and image
You're
craft
Mr.
my life.
Facebook. You're Mr. Facebook.
I don't post everything on Facebook. I use it for business and work, which makes sense with this
What's
indexing thing.
is your Twitter handle King Cottage Cheese?
It's not King Cottage Cheese.
King scrambled eggs and salsa.
Question.
You guys are so proud of
Did you?
shitty jokes.
Matt,
Mikey has a question.
I got a question.
Yeah, what's up, Mikey?
Did you post about cottage cheese?
No, I didn't. I didn't post about cottage cheese. What's wrong with you guys?
Oh,
Sorry,
I genuinely thought that you were proud of something that you may have stacked or.
The Twitter username King Cottage Cheese is not taken currently.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Oh
business
shit!
opportunity.
Might
If
have
it's
to-
not taken by the time this episode airs, who knows, guys?
Who knows? Who knows what?
I have posted once about cottage cheese on Facebook.
The third time I met Mike Tyson.
and you guys will appreciate this because the one time I posted about cottage cheese, it was, hey guys, I think I'm into cottage cheese now.
Oh,
Lies.
For real. I swear to God, I can pull it up right now.
What was the reaction?
It was very supportive. Many people were like, yeah, I'm into it too. Thank you for coming out of the closet. It's giving me strength.
Hey, you know what?
Jeez.
You know what? I had recently had one where it's similar to cottage cheese. I wrote, "Hey, I think I'm into grape nuts now.
Yeah, okay.
Really into grape nuts.
Ooh, that's a weird one.
Fuck you guys. Grape nuts is
Guys,
awesome.
They're impossible to eat.
Why is it not enough just to know it? Why'd you guys kind of go out that next level? What was the reason?
Because it goes to what Taylor was saying. It's community building. Now you have a community of people. You want to know which are your friends.
though? Who cares? I like grape nuts, guys.
I'm into Maddox's nuts.
Oh my God.
Those are also grape nuts.
I had to put that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sweet. Hey. So, Tremain, who cares about cottage cheese and grape nuts and grapes and watermelon? But when it comes to rideshare, now everybody cares, don't they?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
So people
Did
are
you
suppo-
spend a year and a half getting your scrambled eggs and salsa and grape nuts?
You would have gone back.
Cottage cheese.
Yeah, how much is rideshare about cottage cheese?
100%.
That's awesome.
Good
Yeah,
portion.
right. That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Cottage
bullshit.
cheese chair.
Do you know what my favorite part about Facebook that if I ever deleted it, I would actually miss is this is my favorite thing is when a friend posts a status update or like a picture and then you put a comment and then that comment that you put
Gets more
Gets more
likes.
likes.
And
gets more likes.
yes.
Yes.
My buddy once posted a TBT of him as like in grade school. And I wrote like, yes, every little boy goes through his tiny lesbian phase. Which is true. Look at any picture of yourself from as like 9 years old. You look like a tiny lesbian. And I got like 20 likes. And man, that shit kept me going for weeks.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like the joke when you're in a crowded movie theater and like a trailer ends. And then you you have some burn on the movie and you yell it out and everyone like laughs. It's like the best moment.
Yeah.
Those two things are my favorite.
Yeah, but those are
feels
the ones that make you feel good. It gives you fuel. It gives you strength. It's a fun
Those
thing.
are the good old days.
Yeah. Look how much we're talking about Facebook. You want to delete this shit, Tremain?
You know,
Well-
sorry. Tremaine,
Oh, no, you go ahead.
No, Tremaine, I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
But if it's not about cottage cheese, you can fuck right off.
So, question for you. Did your parents grow up with Facebook?
No, they did not.
Did they turn out okay?
No.
Oh man.
Can't really say anything to that.
Absolutely.
I'm
not.
going to say wrong, but that's a right on your end.
I I've been trying to get my mom on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because my mom, so my mom is like, comes
Your
from
mom's
the
on Facebook.
Yeah, she comes from the Ron Babcock school of thought, which is like, oh, you can call each other. You can so just share, make it more personal.
Yeah.
So that's what I told my mom. I said, Mom, you got to get on Facebook. I'm not going to post all these pictures and stuff on, you got to see what my life is about. If you're interested in being connected with me, I'm posting the shit on Facebook. She goes, I don't like it. I said, you've never tried it. She goes, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, you can't say that. You can't because you've never tried it.
Right.
And so she's like, well, why don't you just send me the pictures? I'm like, are you out of your fuck? I'm not going to send you hundreds of pictures of me. That's insane. That's to one person. And then who else am I going to send it to? Dad? My aunt in Syria over WhatsApp, my brother, my uncle, my friend.
I'm too busy ordering cottage cheese at restaurants.
That's right.
Yeah. You know what? It took a second. I just said it. Yeah.
Can you send all the pictures to me?
Taylor. Yes, I will.
The one thing about Facebook that I think people should do that they don't do now is when you go to a website and it's like, hey, you can log in with Facebook Connect. I've never done that shit. Not once. Because even a couple years ago, I was like, no, I'm not going to give Facebook.
I hate that.
So I always created my own, which is easy when you have a password manager. Just get a password manager. But the one thing my tech buddy told me is you got to get dual authentication on all the big ones like Facebook, Google, and Amazon. Those are so if they get access to that, because they get access to everything else, you got to enable dual authentication. It's annoying, but it's the one thing you got to do if you're going to live this online life, so in case your shit won't get hacked.
Yeah, two-factor authentication, but I don't trust Facebook, and many people don't because of this Cambridge Analytica scandal. Now, we should talk about that because that's the reason #DeleteFacebook started trending in the first place. I installed a browser extension called Facebook Purity. If you guys haven't heard of this thing, I highly recommend you look it up. It's really interesting. Facebook is threatened by this browser extension because it gives you all sorts of functionality that Facebook doesn't want you to have. Like, for example, filtering out certain posts. Tremain, you complained about political posts earlier.
Yeah.
You can filter those out with Facebook Purity. You can show timestamps of when somebody posted something. You can see who friended you or unfriended you. You can see all these things.
I don't want to know the unfriended.
Yeah. Well, part of the unfriended thing that it shows you is when somebody deactivates their accounts because it shows up as the same. Yeah.
Okay.
So this delete Facebook thing that started trending actually had an impact on Facebook, and they're not talking about it in public, but I think the higher ups at Facebook have seen a pinch because in one day alone last week, 9 of my friends deactivated or deleted their accounts. 9 of them. And that was more, for comparison, in the run-up to the 2016 election, it was very acrimonious. It was full of Hillary and Trump, and everyone hated everything, and it was awful. In that time, in a 2-week period, I saw about 14 accounts deactivated. This was 9 accounts in one day. And then the following day, 4 more accounts. And the following day, 3 or 4 more accounts. It has been a kind of a torrent. This might actually be the tipping point for Facebook. So I think, Taylor, back to the point of indexing groups and making it more community-oriented, it may be to try to get people back into Facebook in a way that is more involved. And that's why I think this delete Facebook movement, say what you will about it, Facebook does at least give us a sense of community so that we can connect with people and interact with people and share things that we wouldn't be able to in any other sense. I have friends who I haven't seen in years because they've moved away, but I still feel like I'm a part of their lives because they're posting pictures of their kids and their families and where they live and what they're doing and what they're working on now. And I celebrate their successes like they celebrate mine.
What I love is the idiots who say, I'm going to stop using Facebook. I'm only going to use WhatsApp and Instagram from now on.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, follow me.
But those two are owned by Facebook, which is the frustrating aspect about all of this.
I think one thing that I realized is I haven't deleted it yet or deactivated it, but I did realize something. I'm like, oh, I don't have to go on it.
Right.
I'm the one in control of what I choose to do with my life.
Right.
If this is such a bad thing in my life, why am I choosing to do it? So this past week, I've barely gone on it. And it does open up a lot of time.
Yeah.
And now when I do go on it, it's a little bit more fun. But that's, if I'm going on it all the time, that's me doing that. So I got to own up to my shit.
Right. It teaches you discipline. When I write.
And also never use Facebook Connect for any other website.
Yeah. It's very.
Just fucking make the own. Get Dashlane.
I don't
one
trust
password.
I think one of the things that needed to be cleared up is that Ron said that the information was stolen, and it was not stolen. these people
that's a good point.
voluntarily gave their information to Cambridge Analytica. Yes, it was under false pretenses, and what generally happens
He's
is that you
right.
download a game and then you give permissions. So you are right. You'd have to be very careful about what you're connecting your
you're
Facebook
right though.
to.
Like we freely have given up all this information. Like nobody, like we've put all this stuff online ourselves. For the convenience of being connected in a larger group. We have let that's what you have to do. You don't get to have full privacy if you go online. You leave a digital footprint.
I think it's like an all or nothing type thing. It's like either you have no privacy, you just go all out online, or you just have all the privacy and don't go online.
Is it a generational thing? Is it something that's weird to us because we didn't grow up with it, but that like kids now are like, yeah, who cares? I don't care if an ad is targeted towards me. Like, great, I'm only gonna get ads that actually interest
But I don't know.
me.
I don't think kids are on Facebook as much. Are teenagers on Facebook as much? Or
Kids are on Facebook, not like our aunts in Syria, but they're still on Facebook.
I remember about 6-7 years ago, I was in a bar and I was trying to flirt with some girl. Walked up to her. She seemed,
How'd that go?
Not good. This was in my learning.
I was agreeing.
phase.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I was learning. Okay. So
you like cottage cheese?
Hey, do you like scrambled eggs?
I actually, this is a true story. Like I learned how to.
Make scrambled eggs.
No, I know how to make scrambled eggs. It's the easiest fucking thing. It's
what
hard
I'm
not to
saying.
scramble an egg.
Thank you.
It's easier to scramble an egg.
Thank you.
So I walked up to this girl and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying things. I'm like, what works, what doesn't? I'm trying to feel out, how to flirt, that sort of thing. Because I was like newly single, and I walk up to this girl and I think I started talking about Facebook, and she goes, ew. And I'm like, what?
Jeez.
What do you mean? And she goes, nobody uses Facebook anymore. I'm like, this what? She goes, yeah, everyone's on. And I think she said
Instagram and WhatsApp.
Yeah, Instagram at the time. No, she said at the time.
Before it was bought. Was it before it was bought?
It was before it was bought. It was Instagram and Vine, I think she said at the time. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm never talking to this girl again. She thinks I'm so lame for using Facebook. And that's when I realized there is kind of a generational divide with Facebook. Facebook does seem, it doesn't seem hip. It doesn't seem cool.
Well,
I don't think
Yeah, it's like
last-
when your grandma's on Facebook. It's not.
It's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
I mean, MySpace, Friendster, like these things pop up. We use them for a time until they do something egregious, and then we hop off and choose something else. So, I mean, I don't think Facebook is going to, whoa.
Who buzzed?
That was me. I think
Oh.
Facebook will be around forever.
Really?
Oh.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Because there are too many barriers of entry for any competitor to seriously compete with Facebook.
Oh, yeah? What about Ello?
Yeah, motherfucker.
What about, what's a Varium?
Verve?
Verve. Yeah, what
You're
was it?
thinking of Vero.
Vero.
Vero. Yeah, what about Vero? I got like 2 likes on a post a month ago.
I mean, I follow you.
What about
but-
that Google one that I can't remember?
Google Plus, Google
Google
Buzz,
Plus.
Google Wave, which one?
Google Plus, I remember going on the first time and I was like, what's going on? Like, I didn't know I had an account. Like, there's like all these circles. I was like, I just don't want to I got sick and tired of managing my
The circles.
Like, I was like, well, it's just, I don't care.
Yeah,
You
Google
know?
Circles.
Yeah, that was they never
It was
it
kinda
never worked. They always
clumsy.
tried it for the longest time.
I think that there is an opportunity right now for a social network to really get a foothold.
People
And
are
I
starving
disagree.
for it.
Absolutely. And the reason is because look at the 3 major platforms. You got Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Instagram is fine and it's part of Facebook now.
Don't
So
forget
What about
Hello.
YouTube? What about
That's
YouTube?
fine. And YouTube, but I wouldn't consider YouTube a social network, although it has a social element to it. So you have these main platforms, right? Basically Twitter and Facebook. With Facebook, the reason people don't like it is the privacy concerns. You can't post anything. There are implications. Employers are starting to snoop. They're even talking about having the TSA have access to your social media account so they can do some background checks on you, right? It's kind of creepy. It's not hip. Your family's on it. You know, your aunts are on it. It's not fun as it used to be. So that's the problem with Facebook. Twitter, on the other hand, is full of just shit.
Yeah.
It's just the worst people.
It's
Everybody,
a war zone out there.
yeah, it's a war zone. It just harassing comments and like shitty opinions, shitty tweets, the limitation on the characters, the anonymity, bots, fake accounts, bullshit, politics. It's garbage. So these 2 platforms have become basically unusable and not fun. So I think right now, if somebody came in and did what these other two aren't. I think that we will see the next Facebook, and then Facebook will be the next MySpace, which was the old Friendster. What?
Snapchat was the last attempt of any company to really take a foothold in the social media marketplace.
The last or the most recent?
Likely the last. Ephemeral media was kind of the last bastion of creativity in terms of social media platforms. Was ephemeral media. So Snapchat had a lot of momentum. Facebook tried to buy them out, and when they couldn't buy them out, they just copied what the platform was.
What about? But come on, if there's like some billionaire who's just like wants to stick it to Zuckerberg.
Did you see what
Vero,
Musk?
that's
did you
what
see
Vero is.
You see what Musk did, or what he said?
Yeah.
He offered to buy Facebook.
Oh, what?
He offered to buy Facebook, buy all the shares, and then he posted something that he would put it on a SpaceX rocket and delete it, like launch it out of space. Like most
Oh man, that'd be
badass thing.
amazing.
That would be incredible.
Talk about deleting Facebook. Well, anyway, guys, that's it for this debate. Vote on madcastmedia.com.
I really am excited to see what people out there think.
I am too, because I feel like I did a more than adequate, I would say, perfect argument for not deleting Facebook.
I got 2 words for that. Cottage cheese.
Yeah, and that's going to be the other side of the debate. We're going to see if the audience thinks it's insane that you would want to make this breakfast that I described.
If you think it's a good thing that your
Not
family
make
has
it, buy
access, if you think it's a good thing that your family has access to your digital life, vote for keeping Facebook. But anyone who's grown up with a lot of sisters who are very active
Snoopy.
on commenting on your posts
Yeah.
might feel otherwise.
Yeah, just hide them from your posts. That's a thing you can do.
Listen, but I will say
So
this:
much
if you
effort.
are the type of person where Facebook makes you sad or Twitter makes you sad, remember you don't have to go on Facebook or Twitter. You just don't have to do it.
I do block it when I'm writing. I block Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter on a very deep level on my computer. There's a file.
What extension is that?
I don't even use an extension. It's called a hosts file, and both Macs and PCs have it. It's something that's that comes from the Unix and Linux world.
Was it that W thing you were talking about?
wget? No, it has
wget.
nothing to do with wget. Although you can wget a hosts file.
Yeah.
Wow, full circle.
Hey, callback. That one guy is gonna love this joke. But you can it's basically like an IP block on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit, so that you cannot access it. And I used to create like little scripts so it made it easy for me to block and unblock it, and I just would run that script every time. Like, no, I need to make it difficult. So I deleted the script, and I have to pull up a command prompt and navigate to 4 or 5 directories deep, and then it would manually edit a text file for me to be able to access Facebook again. And I found myself to be so lazy that when I want to procrastinate and be lazy on Facebook, I'm so lazy that I won't even be lazy. I won't even do that to procrastinate, because that's how lazy I get sometimes.
It's easier to do the work than procrastinate at that point.
Yeah, it's easier to just do the work.
It's crazy.
That's great.
It's
That's
crazy
good.
how strong these things are, though. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to put those blocks in so to retrain your brain. Like, I don't need this.
I realized one time how addictive Facebook could be, because I was sitting there a couple years ago. I was browsing Facebook when it was still not as awful.
Mikey's
And-
checking his Facebook right now.
Mikey's on Facebook. I was browsing Facebook a couple years ago, and I had a tab open. I'm browsing through. I'm like, I'm bored. And I opened up a tab, and I went to Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to Facebook to read more Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm so bored of what I'm reading, I'm going to open up another tab and read more Facebook. It's insane. Anyway, guys, vote on madcastmedia.com. We should move on to the recap of the debate from last week, and then we've got some voicemail. Guys, last week we debated what's wrong with virtue signaling, or is virtue signaling bad? Tremain, what do you think?
It's horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
It's become it's a joke. If you look at the Oscars, it's a joke.
I don't think it's a joke. You don't mean that.
No, I mean
Take it back, Tremain.
It's a joke.
Clearly, you
it's
don't
a
mean
joke.
that.
Like when you're doing it for someone else and you're offended, like the story you're telling me earlier.
Earlier, before we recorded the podcast, I said that I'm not a big fan of people being offended on behalf of other people. Although I do think that you should stick up for people who are being bullied and being.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's something that's being bullied, but if you're being offended for someone that doesn't need to be offended or isn't offended by it, and all of a sudden you feel offended by it and you complain about it. It's just, to me, it's a joke. That's a joke.
Well,
So, unpopular opinion.
So being offended if somebody says something that is that's attacking a marginalized group, and I'm not part of that marginalized group in a way that I can't even relate to it on any level. The offense begins, exists, and ends entirely within that group. For me to be, to say that I'm offended by it is disingenuous. What I could say that I'm offended by is that these people are being bullied or marginalized. That's a different thing. I think
Right.
Yeah. So I guess it's a nuance of opinions.
Someone could say a joke, like we could say a ball joke, like I have thinning hair, whatever. Someone could say a ball joke.
Why would
right?
Why would you use a ball joke?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it would be
Why is that a thing?
exactly.
What
So it would be someone being offended, like, "Hey guys, I know someone who's bald, so that's not cool. All right, that's
well,
not cool.
first of all, Maddox and I shave it like this on purpose because we think it looks good.
You
Yeah.
should.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it does look good.
It does.
Yeah.
It
Looks
great.
better.
That's
Yeah, it
right.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
Super
Someone
awesome.
on YouTube, I think, called me the Armenian Patrick Stewart.
Dude, you want to hear the worst burn I ever got on a YouTube video?
Yeah.
It must have been like a 12-year-old kid. Just went, Ron's bald and still has. Ron's like 50 and still has acne. And
Jeez.
man, dude, that one was like, I pushed myself away from my desk and I was like, I gotta go for a walk.
Oh boy. Yeah,
That
you got to
one-
take a deep breath after
That one hit me pretty hard.
Yeah. The first episode you were on a couple weeks ago, one of the YouTube comments like, "Hey Maddox, did you wear a hat so people could tell you apart from Ron?" And I said yes. Well, anyway, I asked the audience whether or not you thought virtue signaling was bad, and with 90% of the vote,
Whoa.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten one that
Woo!
big of a difference before?
Close. It's been pretty close. Oh, actually, that was 85%. But I'm giving away this next one. What's worse, immodesty or false modesty? This is a debate this is something I've been thinking about a long time, and I kind of gave the anecdote of if you do something heroic, it's okay to be immodest because I think false modesty is worse than immodesty. So I asked the audience which is worse, and with 90% of the vote, false modesty. That's the one. Yeah, 90% of the so it's 95-85. So most of our audience thinks that virtue signaling is bad and that false modesty is worse than immodesty, which I totally
So
agree.
false modesty is like, that's when like you're like playing down something great that you did.
Playing down something great that you did, even though you know in your heart of hearts it's great.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know.
you're a billionaire, like, oh, don't worry, it's not a big deal, right? It is a big deal, but
Well,
it's not a big deal.
that's an accomplishment, but I'm talking more like you do something that most people would consider virtuous, like you do something heroic. You save someone's life, and then you come out on the news, and they're like, "Man, you're a hero." And they're like, "I'm not a hero." Why are you lying? You're
Yeah.
a hero.
Okay, what do you? Hey, you're a hero. Yep. Like there's nothing.
Right. There's no real right answer
right
to
answer
say
to
that,
say
yeah.
back to that.
Are you fucking?
You could
people-
say, well, thank you.
"Yeah,
You could say
thank
thank you.
There you go, Tremain. That's what you do. Because people tell me I'm heroic all
Right.
the time,
Some
and I
guy's
just
like, then suck my dick. Like, oh, this got weird.
You think I'm a hero? I'm a villain.
if so. Okay, let's do some role play right now.
Oh.
You guys are the reporters, okay? I just did something
Okay.
heroic. So
what is it?
I just saved.
What, you didn't order cottage cheese at breakfast?
That's not. You know what? Dude, Ron, demotions all around, guys. We may put this up for demotions. Mikey, not Mikey. You're the Sultan of swag
me.
still. Yeah.
Definitely not me.
No, you can't demote swag. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You could try, but it's
so
not going to work.
He donated a few feet of his penis
Oh.
to those in need.
So let's role play right now. So I just did something heroic, okay? I ran into a house. I saved an entire family
Wow.
from a burning house because everyone else around was a dipshit and lazy. I did it. Me. So go ahead and tell me. So we're doing the interview. You guys, you're the journalist, Ron.
Sir, it's just incredible. We got it all on tape. You actually ran into that house.
Yes.
You saved a family.
I did.
You saved the dog. Now, some people will say that you are a hero.
Yeah, they're right. Absolutely. I am a hero.
And how does that make you feel knowing that you are a hero to this community?
Feels great. Listen, We'll call you Kelly, journalist Kelly.
Oh, my name's Karen, but you can call me Kelly.
Okay,
That's
Karen, from KTLA.
KTLA.
KTLA, KTLA Karen. I got to be honest, it feels really good to be a hero. And I just want to say that.
And now back to the studio with weather.
No. I'm still.
And we're back.
I'm
It's
the hero.
stormy outside.
You can't cut away from
No
the
one
hero.
cares about that.
The
Drake.
hero's talking. Don't you think that's an interesting debate or interesting conversation?
That is, yeah.
I would say, and I would just say this. I would say that the world needs more heroes, and sometimes people are too cowardly to do heroic things, and I did it. Me. You're welcome. And I just want to say to everyone listening, all the little kids who are inspired by me, you're welcome. I hope you grow up
Send
to
it
be
out.
exactly like me.
Give back.
I'm a great.
There
Yeah,
really
thank
does.
you, Mike.
There really does need to be more of that.
Yes,
there really
would,
does.
I would like to see one guy do that once.
I would do it.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
But
Me.
you'd have to do something heroic.
I do heroic shit all the time.
When's the last time you did something heroic?
Okay, I'll tell you about small acts of heroism I do every single.
How small? I'm looking for. Tell us about your small act of heroicism.
Okay, I'll tell you a small act of heroism I do almost every single day. When I'm walking,
Almost. Okay.
Yeah, almost.
Okay.
When I'm walking and I see a screw or a nail in the road, I pick it up and I throw it away because I know someone's gonna hit it and they're gonna have a bad day. So I saved someone's life and possibly someone's life. They could screech and go out of control.
Maddox,
They're-
you just potentially saved someone's life. You grabbed that nail. I saw it happen. You got it. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm a hero. Were you about to say I'm a hero?
Because you are.
I am a hero. Thank you. No one
Wow.
gives me credit.
Just wow.
I'll tell you another time.
Are you doing things for the credit? Or shouldn't it just
not
be
ex-
enough to do the right thing?
Well, sure. That's why, you haven't heard the story before until now, maybe. And
I don't know. I see you constantly posting on Facebook about this. Picked up another nail, saved another life.
By the way, I had cottage cheese for breakfast.
can you just-
and I paid $10 for
Can
it.
you-
It was.
Can you just give me some fucking credit? Can I just get some credit? I did a good thing. Can someone just hey, Maddox, good.
You
are
put the
good.
nails out there the night before. I see
did.
you do it.
I'll tell you another time. I'll tell you another time I did something heroic. I felt like I did something really heroic. I didn't get any thanks or praise for this. Nobody even knows it was me. But the president came to town. This was swear to God, it was President Obama. Okay, and so his motorcade was going through Hollywood, and it's very congested traffic, right?
Yeah.
And so they put up barriers everywhere. There's security everywhere. The limos drive by, and then these street workers are supposed to go, not prostitutes, but people who work in maintenance on the streets. They're supposed to go and lift the barriers so traffic can go.
They're
and by
also
the way,
supposed to pick up the goddamn nails.
yeah, they didn't. I do. That's me. I'm the street worker. So
He's the prostitute.
so I'm riding my bike, right? And I see this huge trail of traffic. It's just snarled for miles and miles. I can look all the way down the road. There's traffic for miles. And they're all waiting, and I look at the start of the lane, and there's a bus sitting there trapped behind a barricade. Well, I look down the street, and I see that the motorcade has passed for 20, 30 minutes now, and they forgot about this barricade. And so I'm riding my bike, and I'm thinking, sucks to be those bozos. Get a bike, idiots. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe someday that'll be me in that car.
Time to be the hero.
That's right. And so I turned around.
Put your cape on.
I didn't have to because people could sense
knew.
that I had. Yeah, they knew. And so I put my bike in front of the bus and I walked over there and I picked up the barricade. Actually, I did get a little bit of credit for this. And I moved the barricade and some guy behind the bus reached out his window, the side of his window, tapped the side of his door and he goes, "Thank you." And then the bus driver, I looked at the bus driver, he gave me a little honk and gave me a thumbs up. And I said, I mouthed, "You're welcome."
And then as people drove by, you just kept yelling, "I'm a goddamn hero!"
No, but that's the thing.
You're
that
welcome,
sucked.
you idiots.
So that's the thing that sucked. Only those two people knew, and not every other person in line. I would love for them to know that I'm the person who did that. I did that.
Yeah.
You should thank me.
Right.
And so, I didn't get enough credit, and I still feel a little.
Need to
Again,
make a
this is
movie
why
about that.
Facebook's important to post about things like
But
that.
yeah, okay.
So you know what?
Wow.
I had a hero moment yesterday. I donated blood because it's healthy for men to donate blood. And the guy came in every 2 months. It's like an oil change for our body. Decreases your risk of heart attack. Anyway.
Does it really?
Yeah, it really does.
Oh.
So walked in and there was this guy there and his son was on his head. Like a little kid on his dad's shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a little. We were in the children's hospital in LA, and he had a little surgical mask on. And I just saw him come in, super cute kid. Nurse was giving him a lollipop, And as he's walking by, he just went, "Hey, thank you so much for donating today." Like, it was just me in the room. He's like, "Thanks so much for donating today. Like, this little guy actually got a bunch of pints of blood, and I just want to let you know, like, it does make a difference, and we do thank you."
Holy
and
shit.
I just started like tearing up. Where I was like,
wow.
"Yeah, man, it's cool, no problem."
I got more if you need it.
It was like, but it was
Damn.
the only time I've ever actually like been thanks from someone who benefited from it.
Yeah.
And it's
It's real. It
and I
became
gotta tell
real.
you,
Huh.
and that's what it really means to be a hero.
How did you feel?
Well, you could either pick up a nail and choose to believe that it saves someone's life, or you could actually go out and save someone's life.
I've saved countless
Wow.
lives.
And
Just
it feels
wow.
really great. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
You're
maybe
welcome.
that kid needed blood because someone didn't pick up a nail. His dad swerved out of control. The kid, busted an artery.
The point is, if you see Maddox doing something heroic, please tell him.
Please thank me.
He needs it.
Yes.
I don't need it, but I like it. I like it. I like it. Give me the credit. Anyway, moving on. We got some voicemail. This is So last week we talked about the Coney 2012 movement and whether or not it was virtue signaling. Here's a caller about that.
Hey, Maddox. I thought that you made a really good point last episode about how the Coney in 2012 campaign was a very poor effort at slacktivism because it didn't raise enough awareness for the actual problem, especially considering the fact that you thought that it was in fucking Cambodia and not Uganda.
Okay.
Maddox's history corner, fucking Nazi.
Okay, fuck you. First of all,
that was perfect the
Yeah.
way he did that.
yeah, okay, you get one of those. You also get a straw man because I didn't say they didn't raise enough awareness, shithead. If you would have cleared that shit from your ears, you would have understood that I said the problem with that is that they were raising awareness, too much awareness, about, first of all, a guy who wasn't even active in Uganda when they were trying to raise that awareness. And you know what? One other thing. Douchebag of the week.
Wow.
Yeah, how's that for raising awareness, shithead? We got another call. Ron, we got a call about you.
Oh, no.
Actually, yeah, it's from a long time.
Is it from the Cabrones guy?
No, but he did call in.
I love that guy.
Yeah, the bad hombre.
Yeah.
But this is from the Real Christian Atheist, longtime listener to the show. Listen to this.
Hey, Lord Maddox, it's me. Your friend Ron kind of reminds me of like a cooler version of a friend that I have, which kind of bums me out because I know that there's a cooler version of him out there, and he's not my friend, and now I know that my friend's kind of lame. Fuck Wells.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, man, listen. How about this? Christian Atheist, we're friends too.
So you're like a cooler version of a Midwest. There's like a Midwest Ron Babcock who's not as cool.
Man, I'm basically everybody's cool uncle.
So
He
cool.
he donates blood too, but it just expires.
Yeah, he has A negative. It's like, what? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Anyway, we got another call from Weird Matthew McConaughey. He noticed something weird last episode. Listen to this.
I know I probably won't be the only one calling in about this, but if you go to 31 timestamp 31 minutes and 50 seconds,
Wow.
your guest said pro boner lawyers instead of pro bono lawyers. That's about yourself.
Pro boner lawyers.
Totally missed that.
I don't know if he did though. Did he?
I like to choose to think that he did because that makes it a lot better.
Ryan Holiday's smart and funny, but he's like usually pretty straight laced. I can't imagine. It was Ryan Holiday last week,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But that would make it all the better if he went pro boner lawyers.
Yeah, pro boner. That's pretty funny. Speaking of boners, we got a call.
Love that segue.
We got a call from Mike Gams, longtime listener, friend of the
Mike
show.
Gams.
Mike Gams, yeah, good dude. He had a commentary about last week's episode where I spoke about an anecdote about my two friends who were alpha slackers. Well, Mike Gams had something to say about that. Listen to this.
Hey, Max. It's me, Mike Gams. I just wanted to say this episode was easily the fourth best episode of the best debate of all time. Of course, after the 3 episodes that I appeared on, for those of you that don't remember, that's episodes number 66, 46, and 17. Check it out at madcastmedia.com. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode for a number of reasons. I really, really like that story that you told about where you had 2 hippie friends that you thought would be like best friends, and they ended up hating each other because they were competing to be the alpha slacker, I think was the term you used. And I really, really related to that story because it was about me, you asshole. But really liked this episode. Ryan Holiday was a great guest. Really liked the discussion about virtue signaling, and keep up the good work. All right, bye.
Yeah, thank you, Mike Gams. He was one of the
That
people.
really, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
he even commented. He goes, "Hey, nice anecdote about your two hippie friends." That's why I texted him like, "Yeah, man, I didn't want to mention you by name. I hope that's he thought it was funny." So yeah, he's one of the guys. Like I had these two really chill friends who I thought, wow, they should meet because they both have like similar philosophies. They're both really chill. Everybody likes them. That'd be cool. And then they met and they like fought. They started fighting, and I'm like, I can't even imagine these two arguing with people, and here they are arguing, and they were, I think it was competitive. It became competitive. They were competing to be the alpha slacker. Wow, so that was that anecdote.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like two magnets.
Yeah.
So
Two
like,
magnets,
it's like the
two
same.
magnets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's one last call. Here's from the Bad Hombre.
All right.
You'll like this, Ron. We talked about, I don't even remember what I said, but I think I said something flattering about Elon Musk in some way.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, here's what Bad Hombre says.
Hey, what's up, cabrones? Hey, so I hear you have inside knowledge on Elon Musk's balls. Can you talk about how they fucking taste and smell, bro? I mean, holy fuck, man. Took like a minute just describing this motherfucker's balls on the fucking show. What the fuck? No homo? No homo?
Yeah, long time caller to the show, the Bad Hombre.
I think that was on your live stream. I don't know if that was on the podcast.
Yeah, maybe it was the live stream. I've been doing Maddox News, guys. If you haven't been paying attention, do it. I did it on Madcast Media's YouTube channel. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, check it out. Subscribe to the channel. I may be doing more of those live streams, the live Maddox News episodes on that channel. I sometimes do them on Twitch. I haven't decided where the permanent home is going to be yet, but it will have a permanent home nonetheless, and that's happening every week. But
Where can people keep updated with where you're going to distribute it?
Facebook and Twitter. So if you follow me anywhere on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere like that, you'll see.
That's
Yeah.
why he doesn't want to delete his Facebook.
There
Yeah, I
it is.
use it for work. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Anyway, guys, it is time for some quick news headlines with our junior journalist, Taylor Nikolai. Taylor, what do you got for us?
Thank you. And again, we will be talking about
Your blood
my
work.
blood work
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
after
I
the
hear this.
news.
Some somber news.
It's the worst time in history to be a clown. University of Southern California professor Andrew McConnell Stott, an authority on the fear of clowns, says clowns are a relic of America's mid-century industrial era. Recently, 240 entertainers assembled for the World Clown Association convention in Minnesota. Some bad or scary clowns in modern culture have included Krusty on The Simpsons, Twisty on American Horror Story, Insane Clown Posse, the Joker from Batman, John Wayne Gacy, and of course, It.
Yeah.
Clowns are discussing losing their makeup in order to continue getting work.
Wow.
Whoa.
A clown without makeup is just a guy, though. A guy with a rainbow wig. That's creepy.
I mean, I'd be excited to see what they bring to the table. You know, I mean, I've seen them with the makeup. You're not necessarily
yeah.
a fan.
Yeah.
Like, what do you got? If you're gonna lose a wig, like you still do some cool juggling and stuff like that. I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot.
I once hit on a clown.
What?
Oh my god! Was she in costume?
Was it a male or female?
No, okay, you make the jokes. Go ahead.
Hey, I wouldn't mind honking your red nose.
How many girl clowns have you guys seen?
Did he teach you how to juggle?
She was a girl. No, it was online. And I was talking to this girl. I didn't know she was a clown.
Okay.
So it was on IRC, I think, Internet Relay Chat, old school, like, you know. So we were talking, and we,
Did you
know.
W get that?
No, I didn't W get. You can't. That doesn't even make sense, Ron. You can't W get on IRC.
Sorry,
Ron.
guess I'm the asshole. Now tell us about how you hit on a clown once.
So anyway, she's like this hot babe. She's like she was a hot babe, and she was a clown. So I was like, yeah. So what do? You know, send me some pictures. She sent me some pictures. She's pretty cute. You know, she seemed normal. She's kind of funny, not like ha funny, but you know, like
balloon animal.
Yeah,
funny.
like balloon animal funny. Like, oh yeah, I guess that's kind of
Like
funny. It's a balloon animal.
8-year-olds at a birthday party would think she's the shit.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's a great way of putting it. How did you know? So we got to talking. I was like, so what do you do? And she kind of was a little bit vague. She was like, I'm a performer. I said,
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, oh wow, is this
Your first thought, exotic dancer.
Exotic dancer,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
I'm like, so what kind of shoes do you wear? and she, because like, I want to hear the stilettos, right? Like she's a stripper or something.
Size 43.
Yeah, she said clown shoes, and I was like, ah! I was like, this girl's hilarious. I gotta date this girl. And then I'm like, Yeah. So what kind of performances? She goes, polka dot.
So you thought she was joking when she said
I thought she was
clown?
joking.
Yeah.
And then she goes, no, I've actually gone to clown college. I'm like, oh.
yeah, opposite of.
Yeah, I don't know. I immediately thought like a big bellied clown with like a red nose, and I'm like, I can't even imagine. Like, am I gonna kiss this
That being
girl's neck? What am I
sexy,
gonna?
yeah.
Are we gonna like?
What is clown college? Is it different than improv school?
I don't know. I imagine.
That would
They teach you how to do all the tricks.
how to
and stuff,
clown.
right? How to do the
Well,
animal
Tina Fey
balloons,
famously
balloon
said
animals?
she graduated clown college, and and that's not a joke.
Maybe
And
it was Tina
No,
Fey.
it's a
I was
thing.
It's a
flirting
real
with.
It's a
thing,
thing,
but
yeah.
I honestly don't know anything about it. That
Did
would
they
be
actually
really
make
interesting.
you like you learn how to be a clown, or is it
I
how
take
to
it
be
seriously.
funny?
I
Like-
guess you have to learn how to put on makeup.
Yes.
Right. You got to learn how to do balloon animals. You have to
Juggle.
learn how to like emote with
Mime.
your face and mime.
Mhm.
Well, apparently there's only 240 clowns left in America.
That's it?
So
well, the ones who can
Willing
afford
to travel.
Yeah, the ones who can
Alright.
afford the big convention. There's some clowns though, they don't have enough money to
So
go to
the clown
goddamn
convention was
that year.
240 people.
240 entertainers
Of the
showed up to the
best.
clown convention in
Most
Minnesota.
mobile.
But what's weird is that there is
Wow.
such a clown phobia. Like, how many
Yeah.
entertainers are like? How many people are like truly scared, fearful of entertainment? Like, besides clown, can you think of anything else? Like, I guess there's some people who don't like stand-up comedians because they're afraid they're gonna get made fun of. But
or sexually assaulted.
yeah, that's fair enough.
My wrong was the stand-up comedian, not the other part.
What?
My wrong was in reference.
Oh,
I don't
oh,
think
yeah,
anyone's afraid of. They're afraid of doing stand-up comedy.
No,
but,
some people are
but
afraid
not-
to go to shows and get made fun of.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they don't
'Cause
want
if
to
you sit in the front row, right?
But clown, I feel like the fear. It's like a fear of flying. It's like this very like.
Yeah, people are afraid of clowns, the dark, and spiders. And I don't.
Also,
this
public
kid-
speaking. So maybe you're right.
Public
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
Public speaking is the number one.
Number
fear.
one.
Bunch of
Yep.
weenies. But I.
Yep. True.
Just get over it. Just stand there. Just fucking talk. You know what? It's something you have to do. The first time I ever had to do public speaking, by the way, was the first time I went on book tour. And I'd never spoken in front of a crowd before. And I came out to an audience of like, I don't know, it was like 120 people or something.
Hey guys, it's me, Maddox.
Oh, yeah, man.
I
mean,
was it tough?
my fans were like, "Oh man, you're so cool! You did it! You did a good job!" And I was up there thinking like, "Oh, I stumbled over that word. I stuttered that one. Oh, they probably think I'm an idiot." It's all in your head. Anyway,
Yeah.
Nobody pays that much attention.
no,
They're too busy checking Facebook
yeah.
on their phone.
Yeah. Very
maybe
true.
that's why clowns put on the face paint is so that they can,
hide.
have it's like their shield for public speaking. It gives them a,
Do you ever see the in LA? Do you ever see Batman walking home
Oh,
from his
yeah.
day?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
used to see
yeah.
Superman, walk
Superman,
home
Batman,
from
the
in
Joker.
front of Man's Chinese Theater. It's like, and then all of a sudden you just see Superman get on the bus,
yeah,
which is a weird I'm done for the day,
Yep.
and then
it's weird
The,
and sad.
the really creepy ones are the Mickey Mouse ones, like
Yeah.
the Mickey and Minnie Mouses, because
'Cause their
it's like
costumes
the,
are a little
it's
phoned
the
in.
knockoff ones. And
Yeah.
they're really, yeah.
So I checked on Wikipedia. According to psychology professor Joseph Derwin at California State University of Northridge, young children are very reactive to a familiar body type with an unfamiliar face. Researchers who have studied the phobia believe there is some correlation to the uncanny valley effect.
Oh, that's interesting because there are those videos on YouTube where a mom will get a drastically different haircut or dye her hair, or the dad will have a beard and then he'll shave,
Yeah.
and then the kid freaks the fuck out because it is it's like a familiar body, familiar smell, but not a familiar face. So the kid understandably, I think.
When I was a little kid, I got so scared of computer animated movies that didn't look real. So that whole uncanny valley effect thing
Yeah.
terrified me.
Yeah, Mikey Bolts, just before this episode, he was playing with Snapchat, and you know how Snapchat it has some of those filters where you can map your face onto a face and that you already have in your phone. He was doing it with photos of himself, and it became
Now I look like the biggest
yeah.
shithead.
Well,
Not that I didn't already before.
You got all the swag, Mikey. You got to play with it. So
It was funny because it made it look like I had a video game face. It looked like I was in a video game, so I was talking on the story. It's the creepiest thing.
it looked creepy. It looked like
like
Uncanny
I was in
Valley.
Grand Theft Auto or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was weird.
weird.
It was super weird. Yeah. So anyway, Taylor, any other stories?
In an interview with his longtime atheist friend, Pope Francis claims that hell does not exist and that condemned souls just disappear. In the interview, the Pope is asked, "But what about bad souls? Where are they punished?" Pope Francis says, "They are not punished. Those who repent obtain the forgiveness of God and enter the rank of souls who contemplate him. but those who do not repent and cannot therefore be forgiven disappear. There is no hell. There is the disappearance of sinful souls.
You know, I really like this Pope Francis guy.
Well, all I have to do is just say sorry like a second before I die, and I'm good.
To say that hell doesn't exist, I mean, that's a big statement for a pope.
Well,
But then they walked it
And
back.
say, like, what happened to the
next
souls?
day.
What happened to the souls? Oh, they disappeared.
They kind of did. So the Vatican kind of freaked out, and they were like, "Oh gosh, this is a PR nightmare." And they said he was not quoted directly, and like that was their response. They didn't say no. The Pope didn't say that. They were like, "No, that wasn't a direct quote." So it was like this PR like way to go about
I'm a
not
big
getting in
fan
trouble.
I'm a big fan of this Pope, too.
yeah, this Pope is great. He's been the most progressive Pope the Catholic Church has ever had.
It's like, what is he saying? Like, hey, we should all be kind
yeah.
to the poor. And people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
And he also came out and said that, guys, there's been too much being made about gay marriage. He said, who cares, essentially? He's like, it's not a big deal.
There's other evils in the world like you can actually focus on.
And he also said too much is being made about abortion, too much is being made about these
lightning rod issues.
and not enough about helping people, which is what this belief and religion is supposed to be about, helping the poor and helping the people who are less fortunate, and kindness and charity and grace and forgiveness.
I grew up Catholic and went to Catholic elementary school.
What?
And high school.
Same,
Yeah, you did too.
yeah.
Nice. There you
Jesuit
go.
high school.
No way.
Yeah, and college.
Wait. Jesuit where?
University of Scranton.
Oh, okay.
Ever hear of it, bros? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I went to Jesuit Sacramento, Mikey and I.
Sacktown.
Sacktown.
No way.
Yeah.
All right.
The bottom of Sack?
Yeah. No, not really. The good part.
So what-
Yeah, so but like Catholic guilt is like a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
It's
Do you
it's,
find like the Catholic guilt? I find it's Catholics have guilt. No, actually, I found that the Jewish kids have guilt, but Catholics have shame. And it's a very subtle but fine distinction. Because like a lot of my Jewish friends, they felt guilty not doing something, but I felt like this inner sense of shame that I have failed, like on a level, such a deep level. Like that's like, because I grew up Catholic too, and man, 7th grade, 8th grade, that's where they do the damage.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, you sacks of shit. Like, it's just such a weird thing. Like, God's all loving you. You're not good enough.
Right.
Like, oh, man.
Yeah.
When you start masturbating too, like, oh man, you walk into church, you're like, you can't shake anyone's hand. You don't know what I've done with this. Peace be with you. Oh, you don't want. You don't want.
You don't know what you're getting into.
No. Nope. I trust me. I'm doing you a favor.
I remember having the priest come in and teach us sex ed. And Mrs. Clock, our 7th grade teacher, would always unbutton the top of her button when this young, good-looking priest would come in.
Sorry?
Yeah, and he would always draw on the board. He'd draw one figure, and he'd be like, so, you're going to have sex with this girl right here. Well, what you didn't know is that this girl had sex with these 2 guys, and those 2 guys had sex with these 4 people. And he would just blow it out. And he's like, so if you have sex with her, you're having sex with all
everyone.
these people. In my mind, I was like, whoa, rad.
Cool.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. That's like those high school sex charts that they use to try to like dissuade people. And it's always like, the pink dots represent girls and the blue dots represent boys. And I'll go down this thing and you'll see, a bunch of like different branches and stuff, but it's really interesting if you pay attention to it because sometimes it'll be like pink dot, blue dot, pink dot, blue dot, blue dot, blue dot. I'm like, what? Oh, hey, that's interesting. So somewhere along the line, someone either went gay or is bisexual. And then whoever they slept with down the line just stayed gay or was always gay. I guess they had sex with a gay person. And then I'll think about that person and like how they responded to the survey and how they mapped that out. And then I'll see like, I'll go down the line, pink dot, blue dot, pink dot, blue dot. Then you'll see pink dot and then a circle of blue dots. I'm like, holy shit. There's that girl from my high school who still looks hot. Anyway, Taylor.
So the interesting thing about Pope Francis is that he is now considered the #1 subtweeter of all time.
What does that mean?
If you follow him on Twitter, and I absolutely recommend everyone does, he will subtly take jabs at all major politicians across the planet, especially the United States president.
Huh.
Yeah. But it's very subtle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's original.
It's very subtle.
Yeah. What's that?
Oh, attacking Trump.
Swipes at Trump. I sometimes tweet at Trump, and it's always like notes of encouragement because like sometimes the other day like Trump went to like a press conference or something. It was like a press junket with dinner. He goes, I had a wonderful dinner, but I'm sorry,
dinner.
we have Trump in the corner.
Listen, Maddox, not a huge fan of you. What's the deal?
President Trump, I just, I tweet supportive tweets towards you because you said you went to the press junket and you had dinner for the American people. And I said, thank you for having dinner for me. Did you appreciate that tweet? I thought that was nice.
Think of it this way, Maddox.
Yes.
You guys are tweeting at me, but I'm not writing back, am I?
No, very rarely. And to an occasional 16-year-old.
It's kind of like Jesus.
Yeah, you're kind of like Jesus, or what were you going to say?
Jesus, God, the whole thing. I gave birth to myself.
Yeah, rarely responds to anyone.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us, Dumb.
Thank you, Maddox.
Yeah. Always, I sometimes forget to announce that he's in studio with us. So
And
embarrassing.
he's been sitting there so patiently too.
Yeah, very patient boy.
Sometimes I duck.
Yeah, he does.
Trump blocks people.
Does he?
He blocks a lot of people.
There was an article a while back, I think on the Atlantic or something. They said, "Is it a violation of free speech for the president of the United States to block citizens
people from that account?" Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's still.
Why are you blocking people, Mr. Trump?
They just stick to my craw.
Yeah.
That's an honest answer.
That might be a problem that Taylor has with his blood work. Is that
Oh,
things
yeah,
are
we got to
sticking
get to
his
that.
craw.
man.
So, any other stories, Taylor?
Millennials are increasingly opting to avoid carrying paper currency with them. Research was done by Capital One, surveyed 2,000 American adults. 1 in 4 participants overall most often go cashless. The number jumped to a third when it came to millennial respondents. The study found that 6 in 10 Americans think that cash may disappear completely as a form of currency one day.
Yeah, I walked into a business one time. This was like 5-6 years ago or something. And I walked in and I was going to pay for something. And there's this old man sitting there. And the lady told me how much I owed. And I said, "Do you take cash?" And the old man starts chuckling behind me like a heckler. He goes, "Who doesn't take cash?" And I turned around. I'm like, "Some places don't have change."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh."
Shut him down
I
real
turned, I'm like,
quick.
"Yeah,
Shut
why
him
am
down
I'm
real
not an
quick.
idiot. You're an idiot."
Yeah.
Clearly, some people just have credit card readers. Some people have swipe. And this was, I think,
Would you
no.
characterize this as another one of your classic heroic moments when you shamed an old man?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, give him something to think
Well, he
about.
shut down a heckler,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe shut the fuck up.
I fucking hate when people don't have cash. I always carry a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
You know what
Kinda
ends up
have
happening
to.
is like I always end up just paying for a bunch of shit because
Yeah.
my dipshit friend doesn't have
Yeah.
cash.
I do
Right.
carry
A lot of
cash.
taco trucks don't do
They
card
don't.
payments
Yeah, you
yet.
need it for the taco.
And a lot of
trucks.
those like small businesses, they don't want to do credit card payments because it's like, yeah,
Everything's
but like
under the
there's
table, right.
a processing fee that they got to pay. So
Yeah,
they're
it's like
just.
30 cents.
But it's like you're gonna make more money because you wouldn't get that sale if you didn't. It'll happen.
Yeah.
You gotta have
Well.
both.
I only carry around Sacagawea coins.
Oh, yeah.
I carry around a 1 gold bar that I just use a little razor to shave off flakes.
Shave some flakes off the gold bar.
Yeah, like my precious metals.
Yeah. I have a friend who's into prospecting.
What?
Yeah, he goes prospecting.
Where does one go prospecting?
Like
California. You know the California gold rush?
Yeah,
It's
it's
still
sifting. It's
yeah.
it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's still a thing. Like there's a lot of gold up in the hills if you want to spend your time
a
being
lot
a
of gold up
prospector.
in them hills.
A lot of gold.
So he just like goes prospecting on the weekend?
yes, and if you think about it, you
Wait,
can
that's
buy.
got to be illegal though, like prospecting on
No,
other
it's legal.
No.
federal or
It-
other people's private land.
If you do it on BLM, you have to do your research, know the maps, but you can go to these old gold prospecting towns. Now, if you think about it, it's not that crazy because in the 1800s, 1700s, whenever the gold rush happened,
1848 was the big California
1848?
gold rush. Well, then by the time word got back, it was 1849.
So it takes. Imagine you plucked someone out from 1849 and you put them in modern day.
Well, gee
Oh,
willikers!
what is Facebook?
Oh, what's this clear glass called plastic? Oh my God! So he's an idiot, and so you basically have an idiot.
Cottage cheese. Well, this is something else.
Scrambled eggs with salsa.
I've heard of cottages and I've heard of cheese.
Yes, ma'am.
So you pluck this idiot, this moron from the 1800s, and you put him down in
Oh,
this.
no, he's a moron.
He's
I
a
mean,
moron.
he's not used to this world.
Tremain, he's a moron. He doesn't know. He doesn't have an education. He doesn't know anything. He's still. He's not vaccinated.
I hate
He
this
doesn't
guy.
know Trump, does he?
No.
No.
I hate this fucking guy.
Yeah, he's a fucking minor. He's got venereal.
He's a minor. That's the worst.
He's got venereal
80-year-old
disease.
minor.
Yeah, he's an old.
just trying to make a living for me and my family.
Yeah.
Listen up, old man.
These are
Who doesn't take cash?
these are people who literally
flakes wherever I go.
these are guys who sift through piles of sand to make a living. Like this is how they're
Yeah.
you know. So this guy's a moron. Now imagine if you were going to be sifting for gold and you had all the technology we have today. GPS, you have depth maps.
Oh my God, a strainer!
Wow. Yeah, exactly. So all the gold they found was capped by their limited abilities to look at geolocation, to understand about geology and geography and how the land moves, everything like that. So the gold that they found was very limited. They probably just scratched the surface. There's gold in those hills still. And we have GPS, we have modern technology,
we have everything.
we're smarter, we're faster, we're stronger, and we have food on us at all times. We can just carry like little packs of beef jerky and be good for days.
Yeah,
Find
man.
a shit ton of gold. Right, Mikey?
Take big old coolers in there.
Yeah, take a fucking cooler. Have you ever heard of that,
Man,
old
I
man?
totally-
You dumbass minor.
They haven't.
My legs always hurt. Someone help me.
That's the dysentery.
It's the dysentery. Yeah,
That's moonshine.
yeah. Guy turns 30. It's like, well, I'm gonna die soon.
I wouldn't mind having a friend in my crew who's like, oh, this is Gary. He's really into prospecting. You gotta get into it, bro. I'm killing it.
It's on the rise.
All his teeth are gold. That's where he keeps it all.
The only disappointing thing is like sometimes he'll show me his haul and I'm expecting like him, pull out this big shiny nugget from his pocket or something, and it's always like a tiny little vial of like the tiniest perfume you've
Of
ever
like a
seen.
couple of flex.
Yeah, some Flex.
How much is that worth though?
If you sold it, probably upwards of a couple $100.
Yeah, a few hundred.
Yeah, a couple $100.
I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like camping that makes you money.
Yeah, basically.
You know?
But sometimes they will find pay dirt. They'll find like a big flake
Like a
or a
body?
big chunk. No. But bones for sure. You'll find bones. But
Fuck yeah.
yeah, old ones like 1800s. Like no one's
best
no
kind.
one's, yeah,
Old
no one's
bones.
claiming these bones. But you will find
There's
like
bones in up there.
yeah, from prospectors who died. That dumbass from the 1800s. But they'll find like a prospector. People who are really into prospecting, if they find a big chunk or a big flake or something like that, they never sell it because it's almost like a stamp of their pride. Like, oh, look what I got! I got this thing.
Like I know what I'm doing.
Look, I
Yeah.
finally did my job.
Yeah. It's kind of like
all I got.
it's kind of like a collector, like a toy or video game
Yeah,
collector.
it's like a hobby.
Yeah, when you get
thing.
that one rare one, you never open it. You want to display it as a source of pride. Anyway, Taylor, we got speaking of source of pride. I don't know if this is you got some blood work done.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
low
what's
on.
going on?
I'm low on vitamin D. That's it.
That's it.
Oh.
Fuck you, Taylor. I was about to feel bad. I was already.
I was already be like, well, it looks like Taylor's going to be deactivating his Facebook profile soon.
Deactivating.
Yeah.
Dead activating.
Mhm.
That's it. Just
Vitamin D?
Yeah, a doctor told me to take some like supplements, and that's it.
Or how about just get some sunshine?
He said that's one. It's not going to be enough. Like I'm dangerously low on vitamin D. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's
Dangerous.
What do you
Yeah,
eat? To,
what
what do you
was he-
eat to get vitamin D?
What are the
Is it milk?
dangers?
Carrots, milk, yeah. I think.
Milk.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll just-
Drink a cup of milk and take a walk around the block. You'll
All
be
right.
good as rain.
All right.
Do you floss with carrots? You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you have a healthy? Would you say that you have a healthy diet?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I don't know. Taylor and I get Korean barbecue a fair amount of time, and I would say he eats a healthy amount of Korean barbecue. You eat the kimchi. That's got to be good for you.
Kimchi is good for you.
And kimchi's good for you, right?
Yeah.
It's fermented cabbage. Mikey, do you like kimchi?
It's good.
He likes it. Mikey and I have gotten Korean barbecue. We've
Yeah.
all gotten Korean barbecue. Tremaine?
I love Korean barbecue.
See?
Yeah.
Smart man. And Ron, I know you do.
I love Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
It's the best.
This is a healthy table. No vitamin D. Tell
That'd
your
be
doctor
sweet
to
if
fuck
we
off.
had a grill right
He's-
here. Korean
Yeah, but thank you
barbecue.
for providing the healthy snacks of pork rinds.
I don't know what these things are, but
Sweet potato chips.
okay.
Here in Madcast Media Studios today.
Ah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anyway, Tremaine, before we go, anything you want to plug? I know that Rideshare's coming out soon, yeah?
That's right. It's a movie called Rideshare. One night, one stranger, one hell of a ride.
Yeah, and where can people find this?
It's going to be on YouTube and Amazon.
YouTube and Amazon.
Yeah.
Great.
That's on making a movie, man.
Thank
That's
you so
huge.
much. Thank you, guys.
It's a really fun show. It's a horror movie like you've never seen before. It's not like a typical slasher. First of all, it's not really gory, right?
Right.
That's something that surprised a lot of people because you still have that sense of dread, like, oh man, this guy's super creepy and he's killing people and doing all this.
What kind of car does he ride?
Prius.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker.
Every rideshare in LA is a Prius.
Exactly, and that's why it hits so close to home because it feels so real. It really does. I won't give away too much, but it's super fun. And our old pal Rucka Rucka Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives.
He was in the show. He was in the movie, and he did a great job.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Afterwards, Rucka and I went to the screening of this thing, and afterwards, Rucka came up to me and goes, "So, what'd you think?" And I'm
oh yeah, Maddox. What'd you think?
Yeah, what'd you think? I'm like, "You did a great job, man." He goes, "Oh, thanks, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you were great." But like, Rucka was great because he was Rucka. And he's always like that. Yeah, like who's the female actress who was in
Kaylin O'Connor.
Kaylin O'Connor. Very beautiful.
Beautiful.
And
yes.
and I remember in his scene, I'm like, yeah, you just looked annoyed. So, just the usual par for course. And he goes, yeah. It was super fun. Thank you for having me be a bit part in it. I still haven't even seen my part in it.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
But it made the cut?
It made the cut.
Fantastic.
It's there.
Yeah,
It's there,
I want to see it for Maddox.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I am the Mario Lopez.
You guys are gonna all love it. All the Maddox fans are gonna love it.
Well, thank you again for coming on, Tremain. We'll link to your website. We'll link to your social as well. You guys give him a follow. Thank you to the Sultan of Swag, Mikey Bolts.
Thank you, Maddox.
Thank you to the junior journalist, Taylor Nikolai.
You're welcome.
Thank you to the deputy cadet moderator, Ron Babcock.
Thank you.
But most of all, you're welcome.
Thank you, Maddox.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Lord Maddox, it's me. I don't understand why the guy was giving you so much crap about having a dusty house. Like, isn't just dust like human skin? So, like, there's just Maddox everywhere. What could be better than Maddox being everywhere?
Maddox
Fuck
being
whales.
nowhere.
Hey, wrong answer. Here's one more from Weird Matthew McConaughey. Listen to this.
Hey, to the guy who skydived in South Africa.
You?
Do you normally have really sensitive balls? Like, when you're with a woman, do you want your balls played with? 'Cause I find that I have very sensitive balls. I don't really want them touched. Maybe cupped at best. Because, like, anything will just hurt. Those hurt. Like, do blue balls is, like, a real thing for me. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have super powerful balls. Or, I don't know.
Dude, I'm with him.
There's wisdom in them there.
Yeah, wisdom in his balls. Some of my favorite Weird Matthew calls are ones where he starts with a question, thinks about it, opines, and then comes to a resolution before the call is over.
Yeah.
So we don't even have to. Yeah, we don't even have to answer. But you talked about the anecdote where you skydived in South Africa, and when they pulled it. So this happened to me too. I skydived in Hawaii, and when they pulled the chute, the first thing is you're going like 80 miles an hour or something like that, straight down. 160 miles an hour.
Yeah, something like that.
Straight down, and all of a sudden a parachute jerks you up in the opposite direction.
Opposite direction immediately.
Yeah, and the harness goes in between your thighs. So there's a picture of me. I don't know if I'll post this. It's not the most flattering picture, but it is two prominent features. First of all, my balls. You can see them coming straight down at you like the biggest moose knuckle you ever saw. And the other thing is my gut. And so you can see where my shirt is, and then you can see like where my gut is like being sucked down below. So anything that kind of like hangs or dangles is going to be sucked down. It's not a very flattering thing. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy that vision on your drive home.
Hey there. Don't forget to subscribe to Madcast shows on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Okay, bye. Madcast Media Network.